When twins finally arrive in our lives, everything we thought we knew about parenting suddenly expands, doubles, and transforms. Two babies at the same time is not just twice the responsibility, but an entirely new emotional landscape that few people truly prepare you for. The excitement is overwhelming, the fear is real, and the questions seem endless. How do you divide your attention without losing yourself? How do you care deeply for two fragile lives while still breathing, resting, and surviving the emotional waves that come with such a life-changing moment? This is not just about diapers, schedules, or sleepless nights. It is about learning how to stand steady in the middle of beautiful chaos, how to adapt faster than you ever imagined, and how to grow into a version of yourself you did not know existed. Understanding what to do when twins arrive can change everything. The arrival of twins marks the beginning of an extraordinary chapter, one filled with intensity, growth, exhaustion, and profound love. This journey requires more than practical preparation. It demands emotional resilience, mental flexibility, and a new understanding of balance. Many parents feel unprepared not because they lack love, but because no one truly explains how different this experience can be. In this video, you will discover what to know, how to adapt, and how to navigate the reality of welcoming two babies into your life at the same time with confidence and clarity. If this content resonates with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may be preparing for or living this incredible experience. Your support helps this message reach those who truly need it. When twins finally arrive in our lives, two babies at the same time redefine the meaning of preparation. Because no amount of planning truly captures the reality of caring for two newborns simultaneously. The first lesson is understanding that everything operates on a different scale, from emotional energy to physical endurance. What once felt manageable with one baby becomes a complex rhythm with two, requiring flexibility rather than perfection. Parents quickly learn that control is less important than adaptability, and that success often looks like simply meeting basic needs with consistency and love. Accepting that some days will feel disorganized allows space for emotional breathing and reduces unnecessary guilt. This acceptance becomes the foundation for resilience, helping caregivers respond rather than react. Twins teach early that progress does not follow a straight line, and that growth often happens invisibly, in moments of quiet perseverance. Understanding this reality reframes expectations and allows parents to move forward with patience instead of pressure, embracing the unfolding journey with realism and compassion. One of the most important things to know when twins arrive is that routine becomes both essential and flexible at the same time. Establishing synchronized feeding and sleeping patterns can create moments of stability, yet rigid schedules often collapse under real-life demands. Learning to treat routines as supportive guides rather than strict rules helps reduce frustration. Twins rarely align perfectly, and expecting them to do so creates unnecessary stress. Instead, observing their natural rhythms and gently guiding them toward shared patterns offers a healthier balance. This process requires constant adjustment, especially during growth spurts and developmental changes. Parents discovered that structure works best when it bends without breaking. Over time, these adaptable routines provide a sense of predictability that benefits both babies and caregivers. The key is consistency without rigidity, allowing space for rest, recovery, and emotional regulation. Understanding that routine serves the family, not the other way around, empowers parents to make decisions rooted in practicality and emotional well-being. Sleep deprivation becomes one of the most defining challenges when caring for twins, and understanding this early helps normalize the experience. Two babies mean fragmented rest, overlapping needs, and long nights that blur into early mornings. Accepting that exhaustion is part of the process reduces shame and self-criticism. Rather than aiming for perfect rest, parents benefit from focusing on recovery in small increments. Short naps, shared responsibilities, and lowered expectations become survival tools. Learning to prioritize rest whenever possible, even during the day, supports mental health and emotional stability. Sleep deprivation can amplify stress, anxiety, and emotional sensitivity, making self-awareness essential. Recognizing when fatigue influences reactions allows parents to respond more compassionately to themselves and others. Over time, as sleep patterns slowly evolve, resilience builds. Understanding that this phase is temporary provides emotional relief and encourages patience. Caring for twins teaches that rest is not a luxury but a necessity for sustainable caregiving. Emotional overwhelm often arrives quietly when twins enter the picture, growing beneath the surface of daily responsibilities. Loving to babies deeply while feeling stretched thin can create conflicting emotions that confuse and exhaust parents. Joy and gratitude coexist with fear, frustration, and doubt. Understanding that these emotional contradictions are normal prevents unnecessary self-judgment. Parenting twins amplifies emotional intensity, making it essential to acknowledge feelings without suppressing them. Allowing space for emotional honesty strengthens resilience and prevents burnout. Support systems become vital during this stage, whether through family, friends, or professional guidance. Sharing experiences reduces isolation and validates personal struggles. Emotional well-being directly affects caregiving quality, making self-compassion a practical necessity rather than a selfish act. Over time, emotional regulation improves as confidence grows. Understanding that emotional strength develops gradually allows parents to move forward with patience and authenticity, embracing vulnerability as part of the journey. Time management transforms completely when twins arrive, because every task now involves coordination and prioritization. Simple activities require planning, and spontaneity becomes limited. Understanding this shift helps parents adapt without frustration. Instead of multitasking excessively, focusing on sequential tasks reduces mental overload. Learning to let go of non-essential responsibilities creates space for what truly matters. Twins teach that productivity looks different in this phase of life, and redefining success becomes necessary. Completing basic tasks while maintaining emotional presence is an achievement worth recognizing. Over time, parents develop systems that support efficiency without sacrificing connection. Time management becomes less about doing more and more about doing what matters most. Accepting this shift fosters clarity and reduces pressure. Understanding that this season demands simplification allows parents to align expectations with reality, creating a healthier balance between responsibility and well-being. Physical recovery for parents, especially after childbirth, becomes more complex with twins. The body experiences greater demands, and healing requires patience and intentional care. Understanding that recovery cannot be rushed prevents long-term complications and emotional strain. Rest, nutrition, and gentle movement become foundational elements of healing. Many parents struggle to prioritize physical recovery due to constant caregiving demands, yet neglecting the body affects overall capacity. Learning to ask for help becomes an act of strength rather than weakness. Support allows parents to heal while maintaining caregiving responsibilities. Over time, physical resilience returns gradually, reinforcing the importance of consistency over intensity. Understanding that healing is a process encourages realistic expectations and prevents unnecessary comparison. Caring for twins highlights the deep connection between physical health and emotional stability, reminding parents that caring for themselves directly supports their ability to care for others. Financial awareness becomes increasingly important when twins arrive, as expenses often double unexpectedly. Understanding this reality early allows families to plan with clarity rather than panic. Diapers, medical care, childcare, and daily necessities accumulate quickly, creating financial pressure. Developing a realistic budget helps reduce stress and supports long-term stability. Parents benefit from distinguishing between needs and non-essential purchases, focusing on functionality rather than perfection. Financial discussions become essential for alignment and shared responsibility. Over time, families discover creative solutions and resource-sharing opportunities that ease the burden. Understanding that financial strain is common reduces shame and encourages proactive planning. Twins teach the value of adaptability and collaboration in managing resources. With time, financial systems become more manageable, reinforcing the importance of transparency and communication. This awareness supports emotional security and creates a stable foundation for family growth. Bonding with twins presents a unique emotional dynamic that differs from bonding with a single child. Parents often worry about dividing attention evenly, fearing that one child may feel neglected. Understanding that bonding does not require equal moments but consistent presence helps ease this concern. Twins develop relationships with caregivers in distinct ways, each requiring individual recognition. Small moments of focused connection, even brief ones, contribute significantly to emotional security. Over time, parents learn to recognize each child's personality, needs, and rhythms. This awareness strengthens attachment and builds trust. Understanding that bonding evolves naturally reduces pressure and allows relationships to deepen organically. Twins also develop a unique bond with each other, which does not diminish parental connection but enriches the family dynamic. Observing this relationship offers insight into shared growth and emotional interdependence, reinforcing the beauty of this experience. Communication between caregivers becomes essential when twins arrive, as coordination affects daily functioning. Clear expectations, shared responsibilities, and emotional transparency prevent resentment and burnout. Understanding that both caregivers experience stress differently encourages empathy and patience. Regular check-ins create space for adjustment and mutual support. Twins demand teamwork, and effective communication strengthens partnership resilience. Over time, caregivers develop systems that align strengths and compensate for challenges. This collaboration reduces emotional overload and improves problem solving. Understanding that conflict may arise from exhaustion rather than disagreement helps maintain perspective. Addressing issues calmly fosters trust and emotional safety. Twins highlight the importance of partnership adaptability, reminding caregivers that unity supports both individual well-being and family stability. Strong communication becomes a pillar that sustains the family through demanding phases and evolving challenges. External expectations often intensify when twins arrive, adding pressure to already demanding circumstances. Friends, family, and society may project assumptions about capability and joy. Understanding that external opinions do not define personal experience empowers parents to set boundaries. Protecting emotional energy becomes essential for well-being. Learning to say no without guilt creates space for rest and recovery. Twins teach that boundaries are not barriers but protective measures that sustain health. Over time, confidence grows as parents trust their instincts and decisions. Understanding that comparison undermines emotional stability encourages self-trust. Each family's experience is unique, shaped by individual circumstances and needs. Embracing this uniqueness fosters peace and authenticity. Twins invite parents to redefine success on their own terms, free from external validation. Mental health awareness becomes critical when navigating the intensity of raising twins. The combination of exhaustion, responsibility, and emotional shifts increases vulnerability to anxiety and depression. Understanding early signs allows parents to seek support proactively. Mental well-being directly influences caregiving capacity and emotional presence. Normalizing mental health conversations reduces stigma and encourages openness. Twins demand sustained emotional energy, making self-awareness essential. Over time, parents learn to recognize triggers and implement coping strategies. Support networks, professional guidance, and self-care practices become invaluable tools. Understanding that mental health care is preventive rather than reactive fosters long-term stability. Twins teach that strength includes asking for help and prioritizing emotional health. This awareness supports resilience and enhances the family's overall well-being. Flexibility becomes one of the most valuable skills when twins arrive, as unpredictability becomes part of daily life. Plans change quickly, and expectations must adapt accordingly. Understanding that control is limited allows parents to respond with calm rather than resistance. Flexibility supports emotional regulation and problem-solving. Over time, adaptability becomes intuitive, reducing stress during transitions. Twins reinforce that progress is not linear and that setbacks are part of growth. Accepting this reality fosters patience and emotional maturity. Understanding that flexibility supports sustainability prevents burnout. Parents who embrace adaptability often experience greater confidence and emotional balance. Twins teach that resilience is built through openness rather than rigidity, encouraging growth through experience rather than perfection. Personal identity often shifts when twins enter a parent's life, as roles and priorities transform rapidly. Understanding this identity change prevents internal conflict and emotional confusion. Allowing space to grieve former routines while embracing new responsibilities supports emotional integration. Parents benefit from acknowledging personal needs alongside caregiving roles. Maintaining small aspects of individuality supports mental health and self-worth. Over time, identity expands rather than disappears, incorporating new dimensions of purpose and growth. Twins teach that identity is dynamic and adaptable. Understanding this evolution encourages self-compassion and patience. Embracing personal growth alongside parenting fosters fulfillment and emotional balance. This awareness supports long-term well-being and personal resilience. As twins grow, reflection becomes a powerful tool for understanding progress and resilience. Looking back reveals growth that once felt invisible during overwhelming moments. Understanding how far the family has come builds confidence and gratitude. Twins teach the value of presence and perseverance. Recognizing progress reinforces emotional strength and self-trust over time. Challenges become stories of resilience and growth. Understanding that difficulty shaped capability fosters pride and appreciation. Twins remind parents that transformation occurs quietly through daily effort. This reflection supports emotional closure for earlier struggles and prepares families for future stages. The journey becomes a testament to adaptability, love, and inner strength. When twins finally arrive in our lives, they bring more than double responsibility. They bring an invitation to grow beyond our limits. This journey teaches patience where urgency once lived, resilience where fear once dominated, and love that expands in ways words cannot fully capture. Understanding what to do when two babies arrive at the same time is not about mastering control, but about learning to flow with uncertainty while staying grounded in intention. Every challenge carries an opportunity for growth, and every overwhelming moment holds the seed of strength. With time, clarity replaces confusion, confidence replaces doubt, and gratitude replaces fear. Twins do not just change routines, they transform perspectives, reminding us that growth often begins in moments we never felt ready for.